Welcome to a new interview of the BenCham and CIL initiative. In front of me I have Arthur Tideman.
I'm working in design and product realization, and that for us looked like there was an opportunity. And all those factories would have to do something about
Changing
their business model,
yeah.
or die. We grew from 0 to 1,000 staff and workers in 1.5 years. There's difficulties here that I think are specific to the stage in development of China.
Yeah.
So finding the right skilled workforce, maintaining a certain quality level. A lot of people want to work in service industry right now, a lot of talent available. An industrial designer that graduated in the Netherlands is an engineer by trade. China is much more segmented. So you have people from art school who are designers, and then you have engineers. What you see a lot in factories that the engineers are pretty much in charge of designs. It reflects a lot in how products from China tend to look and work. In Shenzhen there's this whole ecosystem where the neighbor does basically a version of the product that you just finished, and they still seem to not care.
The workers don't always see the need because they find copy products actually quite convenient because they are cheaper.
There's a mismatch in how important it is for us and what it means to put a signature on a non-disclosure agreement and how that is perceived in China.
I experienced it by myself with the NDA, so yeah, what is the NDA worth, especially if you have to deal with new product designs and IPs?
The over-reliance on IP, right? So patenting, we did a lot of stuff in the toy industry in the US. Therefore, every small little thing that changes to a product, there will be a patent filed. I think that defeats the purpose as well. We waste a lot of time and money is when a design goes to China, then you find out, oh crap, we need to do 30% of the design again because it really doesn't fit, to at least have a benchmark on how that thing is manufactured. And not when the design is finished, but when you start the design. And changes are just bloody expensive. And
because something cannot fit suddenly, or
and it costs a lot of time. A few innovations in production that are specifically made in China. For instance, a process called in-mold labeling, right? It's very common in China.
Regarding those subjects, the knowledge is in China, and therefore also the options. So understanding that China has these opportunities and these possibilities is of course key.
With your key partners in China, you should have a strong understanding, at least. And
understanding of what?
Of each other and where you're coming from and what makes you tick. There's less on the surface than there is with working with a Dutch person, and that's not obvious to people coming here. It can be very, very frustrating. So you ask a straight question and you can get this circle around answer. So in the beginning you will have to deal with some form of ambiguity, things that are not clear cut. Assume that they didn't understand you. Assume that you have a wrong understanding. And assume that it will not be okay.
I tend, because just to doubt that the other party understands or that I understand them, I just double question everything. So I don't assume that yes is a yes and a no is a no.
Building that factory in Wuxi, I think that were a few formative years where we had big issues.
You cannot leave the factory, otherwise you would be uncertain about your life, maybe.
Well, no, you just lock the gate